Not you? Maybe it's John. Are you on zoning?
Yeah.
The other?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta have a conversation with the county.
They told me to have a conversation with them.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Derek Maggio,
Here.
Bill Boylan.
Yeah.
John Ganger.
Here.
Jason Franks.
Here.
John DeVore. Dean Reister.
Here. I move we approve John not being here.
Second.
Motion on the floor to approve John's absence. Dean Reister.
Yes.
Jason Franks.
Yes.
Derek Maggio.
Yes.
Bill Boylan.
Yes.
And John Ganger.
Yes.
Right, just need an approval of the April minutes. Motion to approve.
I'll make it. I'll second.
Motion on the floor to approve the April meeting minutes as presented. Jason Franks.
Yep.
John Ganger.
Yes.
Derek Maggio.
Yes.
Bill Boylan.
Yes.
And Dean Reister.
Yes.
Then we'll need a motion to approve the financial.
Looks like a new format on that. Is that something we're doing now?
It downloaded an update, for 2026 too, so I'm assuming that was something with UAN on the new format.
Okay. I move we approve.
I'll second.
Motion on the floor to approve the, April financial report. Dean Reister.
Yes.
Derek Maggio,
Yes.
Bill Boylan,
Yes.
John Ganger,
Yes.
Jason Franks.
Yes.
Yes. Sign please.
I'm gonna skip one spot just so we get George out of here. Does anybody have any questions for George on the police report or?
I did want to talk to you at the end of the meeting, but if you're not gonna be around, we'll talk about later.
Depends how long the meeting is.
Okay.
I'll be around for a while.
Then with that, we'll do recognition of visitors. So Mr. Thompson.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'm just here tonight to just quickly thank the group for continuing to do the work that you're doing with us out on the Antwerp Square project. We brought the development team in, met with Mayor Smith and Brian Davis. We met with the county engineer. We brought some CIC members in, and then we met with a group, hotel group following that. We're just trying to continue to have the discussion of what this looks like in financing, what this looks like in incentives and all those packages. We don't have actual numbers yet. We don't have facts and figures, but we have made the introductions. We have had some opening discussion, and we'll bring those to council as need be in the future. I know that you have, is it tonight, Brandon, they'll bring up about annexation? So there's a piece that we asked to be annexed. This is actually unattached to the Antwerp Square project, but yet for Antwerp marketing, it is crucial to add the overpass, 24 overpass, 49 overpass over 24 to get that annexed into the village, because that allows ODOT to let us do marketing, whether that be signage on the grate across the top of the overpass, or whether that's some kind of a brick structure down in the intersection of 24 and 49 somewhere to advertise that you're pulling into Antwerp. ACDC is working on that kind of what that would look like, and even putting in some funding into that. So they're taking care of that, but I just wanted to explain that to you before you all got some questions coming forward of why we needed to do this and what that has to do with the square, which it doesn't. And you know, the question always becomes, oh, we're gonna have to pay more taxes or whatever have you for annexation. It has nothing to do with that. So just wanted to clear that air. And please reach out to our office if you have any questions. Other than that, in regard to that or any other facet of economic development, do you have any questions for me tonight?
Good work.
Thank you. We've seen more progress in this thing in the last 3 years than we saw the previous 20. So we're excited to see it keep going. I know you guys get the same questions I do. When are we gonna see dirt turn? When is the first house gonna be built? It's gonna be a while. But the pieces are falling into place. The dominoes are happening and falling. This infrastructure has to be in by the end of February. So that's the dirt we'll see turn. When we see the first buildings go up, I can't answer that one yet. So we'll keep answering those questions as they come along and do our best we can to keep everyone informed. So thank you all.
Thank you, Tim.
Appreciate it.
All right, there is an EMS report, it was in your packet, if you have questions.
This is an updated one on your desk.
Yeah,
I got that too.
Correct, yes, updated one, with a little more information added to it. If you have questions, you can direct them to Ashley, or I'm gonna talk to her about it too, to just try to get some clarification on it, so, if you are looking at it and you have questions, like I said, you can reach out to her, or you can reach out to me, and, when I talk to her, I can kind of add that to the list, just to try to get clarification on what's going on with it, so. With that, we will shift to the admin report.
I didn't really have a whole lot. I did send out, the Bowling Green State University water study, and I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it, but it's kind of less than overwhelming. And it makes me think I should have just made some phone calls. But anyways, I mean, it does give us some benchmarks and things. The next step, I think, is the utility committee needs to collectively come together and start having some discussions. Paragon's contract does expire at the end of this year. And we need to look at what we want to do in regards to their consumption. And then what we want to do village wide. So I think Derek and John and Jason are on the
Yeah.
committee, and I think
I'm
you're
the
the chair.
chair, yeah. Can I get like a copy of Paragon's current contract? Or
It's on, it
like?
should be on the website.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on.
Yeah, if you go on the website and under ordinance, just type in Paragon, it should pop up.
Oh, okay, Yep, nope, excellent. That way, and then I can set something up. And
Okay.
kind of get maybe a preparatory meeting or something like that, to just prepare for that. Sound good?
Sounds good. I do have a request to utilize the park from Mr. Dan Bowers regarding a mega rally, anticipating 200 in attendance. Would like to use the bottom ground from noon to close. One of the problems is it states on the permit you're to provide insurance and what the requirements are. That was not provided. My assumption maybe he's waiting to see if it's approved. I did talk with the mayor and I talked with the chief of police. Chief said that if this rally was to take place, they would have to post an officer down there during the time of the rally, because not everybody is of like mind when they attend rallies.
And he actually, not to interrupt you, but he said multiple officers, because he's not gonna just put one guy down there, so it'd have to be a couple or a few, so just for that. Sorry.
So obviously, that's not in the budget. So unless somebody can give me a really good reason, we're gonna deny this. Also too, there is a church group that will be using the pavilion on the exact same day who signed up months ago. I assume they're going to expect to have a place to park. And if he truly had 200 people show up, that might be a problem. And then I assume that he would have some type of a sound system if you had 200 people, and that would probably disturb them. So I think between, the pavilions running, the fact that, we don't have the budget to park 2 or 3 guys down there. And I'm gonna deny the permit. He didn't provide insurance for which it states it's to be submitted with the request. So
How long was he estimating?
noon to dusk.
Oh, okay.
So based on the time of the year, 9 hours, 9.5 hours.
Yeah, I don't know if that 200. When I seen the 200, I didn't know if that would be a realistic number, but
I
mean,
don't,
that's
well,
what he's saying though.
well, if you advertise in a mega rally and you're this close to Fort Wayne, you may get 200, but not of the 200 you're seeking.
Yeah,
I mean, so. The mayor and I did attend a meeting with the Paulding County Commissioners, was it last week?
Yep.
And, we, had conversations regarding Mervyn Street repaving. We have an engineer's estimate of about 106 or 110,000. And so we're hoping that they will, contribute out of their available funding. We're hoping maybe they'll give us 56,000, half of it. And then we have some permissive road funds that we can utilize, so it won't take very much money out of the general fund. It'll take a little bit, but not much. The guys will start the first of the week, weather dependent, on the corner of Mervyn and 49, where they'll access the water line and they'll have to put in a Tina valve because they need to reroute the water line to take it down Mervyn. And once they do that, then they'll close that back up. And then all the work for the water line will be done in the right of way. So the street will be open. So there'll be a day or two that you won't be able to use 49 in Mervyn, but you can go around and use all Oswald. So it's not a dead end street. So I put that on Facebook, and then alert will go out tomorrow so people will know. And other than that, I mean, we're working on getting money I had meetings in Defiance with Maumee Valley and our engineering on the water treatment plant. It's difficult because of timing. You can go for one grant, but if you do and you get the money, it's less than the second grant. But if you get the first grant, you can't apply for the second grant. So it's kind of, you have to map it out. So, but that's,
On the Mervyn Street, that's not gonna be invasive to the new paved 49, is it?
I can't answer that because I don't know. I want to say
I don't.
that the work will be done off the edge of 49 and on Mervyn is where they'll go in at.
I know the PO request had some directional boring, so I think that maybe that was what they were doing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I don't think they're tearing up 49.
Okay. And then as far as on this, request for the park use,
Mhm.
does it sound like that we need more information from the planners on their insurance policy for that many people, how they're gonna, have it, the law enforcement there, like if they're planning on bringing in law enforcement or if they're going to foot the bill for law enforcement?
I don't see where it's the village's responsibility to call and ask 50 questions. I've not been contacted by the person that submitted it. There is no insurance form. So on face value, I'm denying it. All I got.
Any other questions or anything? Next, any committee reports? We had anything? On to the fiscal officer report.
All right, first item I have tonight is an emergency reading of resolution 2026-10. This is to revise the budget for the red grant. This is a resolution authorizing the fiscal officer of the village of Antwerp, Ohio, to amend the appropriation declaring this an emergency. And a motion to suspend the rules.
I move we suspend the rules of 3 readings.
Motion to suspend the rule of 3 readings. Dean Reichter.
Yes.
Bill Boylan.
Yes.
Derek DiMaggio.
yes.
John Ganger.
Yes.
And Jason Franks.
Yes.
Would entertain a motion to adopt.
Move we approve.
Second.
And look forward to approve resolution 2026-10. Dean Reister.
Yes.
Jason Franks.
Yes.
Derek DiMaggio.
Yes.
Bill Boylan.
Yes.
And John Ganger.
Yes.
Next is the first reading of ordinance 2026-06. This is an ordinance authorizing the mayor and the fiscal officer to enter into a contract with Crane Township for providing emergency medical service in calendar years 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030, and 2031. Next is the emergency reading of ordinance 2026-07. This is an ordinance amending ordinance number 2013-32, an ordinance providing for the demolition of insecure and unsafe buildings located in the village of Antwerp, Ohio, and declaring the same an emergency. I do want to point, if this is approved, that John Ganger had pointed out a typo in the heading of this that's been corrected on the actual copy for the mayor to sign.
So we suspend the rules. For readings.
I second.
Motion on the floor to suspend the rules of 3 readings on ordinance 2026-07. Bill Boylan,
Yes.
John Ganger,
Yes.
Derek Maggio,
Yes.
Jason Franks,
Yes.
Dean Reister.
Yes.
And a motion to adopt.
Where is this, which building is it?
This is for the entire village.
It's just for the, okay, we don't have one in particular.
No, sir.
Okay. I move we approve.
Second.
Motion on the floor to adopt ordinance 2026-07. Dean Reister,
Yes.
Bill Boylan,
Yes.
Derek Maggio,
Yes.
John Ganger,
Yes.
Jason Franks.
Yes.
And final thing I have is the first reading of ordinance 2026-08. This is an ordinance accepting the annexation of some real property located adjacent to the village. This is in regards to the State Route 49 and US 24 that Tim spoke of. That's all I have.
On to old business.
Okay, what I'm gonna bring up in old business is the event that they, has been formerly named, Rock on the River. It's been going on for several years now to the, how would I say, non-approval of the village to use the property in the use that it's being used for. We have the village rules that are in place for the park, and there's a blatant disregard for those rules. This year I seen that it was advertised again, and it gave a contact if you had questions about it. So I reached out to one of the planners of the event and asked them to remember that they needed to get their insurance form filled out, get their park use permit done, and that they needed to follow the rules of the village park. The response I got from that was pretty much, the planners have done so much work in the community that they feel like they don't need to follow the rules of the village. They feel like they're above that, and they just want to use it for one day event, and they feel like we should allow them to do it. So, I asked Kevin to reach out to insurance and see what it would take to allow this event to take place. And so we have village rules saying no nighttime use, no open fires, definitely no fireworks, which we'll never get around because we will never have the fireworks, unless it's some sort of high-end company that has their own insurance policy that wants to sponsor the event. So the response I got back from Kevin was the fact that the insurance wants to know more about what's going on. So that just raises the question of whether or not we would allow camping in the park. Whether it would be like seasonal or event planning. Our park rules say that certain activities can be allowed with written permission from the mayor or the administrator or the park board, I believe. So my question would be for the administrator and others would be, when would we allow these activities to be allowed over top of the park rules? What would be like an acceptable scenario that's in our park rules that would allow them to say, yeah, you can do that? So if there is is not a reason why we would do that, then maybe we need to adjust the ordinance to take the verbiage out. So I'm just trying to create a scenario, when would we allow somebody to do it? So, we have some interest. I just heard something about, there was some people that's interested in a movie night at the park, which would have to have a written waiver from the village allowing people to occupy the park after dusk. So that's why I want to bring this to council. I kind of want to put this whole Rock on the River thing behind us, because I don't know if anybody noticed, we got lambasted on Facebook last month after I reached out to the planners. Had several conversations with the planners, and they just feel like that we are suppressing the community by allowing these rules to establish. So, I would propose we either look at adjusting the ordinance and changing the verbiage, or maybe we write a new ordinance that says if you do community service, you're exempt from our ordinances. Maybe that's what they want. I don't know. So I just wanted to try to address this one more time. It's not like we haven't discussed this in the past. It's not like we haven't asked the event planners to follow the rules. They just blatantly just say, we're not going to do that, and they have their event anyways. So that's why I had the conversation put in here that transpired between Brian and Kevin and our insurance provider. So anyways, they're wanting to know more information, whether we would want to do it like all summer, just per event. Of course, you've seen the language in here about the bonfires and things like that. So I just kind of wanted to open it up for a quick discussion on how we think we want to move forward with the fact that the ordinance says that you can get permission to have a couple of these activities at an event.
Yeah, I mean, for me, a lot of this heartache could have been avoided had the conversations came forward to the appropriate part. So like, I saw the movie thing. I think the movie in the park's kind of cool, but like, what type of screen are you gonna use? Where are you gonna put the screen? Where are you actually gonna have it? Sound system. So now we're talking power. There's like logistics around all of these things that actual event planning committees talk about and then work out. Hence why some of the pushback on Rock on the River was, well, usually when you have a big event, it takes a year's worth of planning to throw another big event. And there's a ton of reasons why, because the park is not outfitted. I like the concept of it. It's just the park's not outfitted for that. It was never in like the plan to have events at. I'm not saying that can't change. And that's what makes it so difficult. It's a lot of this could be resolved if we got some conversations and some actual planning on my end. That's how I view it. But like, our insurance person made the comment, I didn't highlight it, but it was noted. He said, in all the years of working with public entities, I've never had a question coming up regarding fires. So like, obviously some other towns have never ran into this issue before of this adamant need for like a nighttime party.
I've talked to some administrators.
Yeah.
I do not know in the 5-county area, any municipal or county park that permits camping, fires, fireworks,
Yeah.
or alcohol.
Yeah. 3 of those 4 for me are a big no. Camping, I mean, maybe. I see there's, I hope people watching this can hear me work. I would be willing to work with them for camping, but some of that stuff to me is a big
There was
no.
also a comment in there, I don't know if everybody saw that about fires. I mean, where you have to have approval from the fire marshal, or I don't
Mhm.
remember exactly what it was, but that's an Ohio revised code that you can't just have fire.
Correct.
Well, I can't stress enough the idea of this event circumventing all the rules of our village and the risk and the liability that is bestowed upon the village in the name of the fact that they do work around the village, so they feel privileged to use the property because it's their property.
And I do want to comment on that. I actually do want to comment on that. A lot of the work, at least to my knowledge, has been unapproved or done after the fact. If you want to volunteer there's no reason why, I want to see an email from you or from you giving permission every time something happens. It's as easy as, that's as
We have
easy as it is.
We have a form our insurance company makes you fill out if you want to volunteer to do something in the village on
Right.
a village property or village asset.
Right.
So, you know, the simple thing is, this is not your backyard and it's not your grandpa's farm. This is a municipality and we have obligations, responsibility, and we have insurance that goes along with it. But what makes it worse is we have revised code. So what you think is a great idea might be, but it may be an illegal idea as well.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you know, you want to try to please people, but it's like, do we really need to sit down and have a 2-hour dissertation on why you can't light fireworks off in a park?
Yeah.
That is populated with an awful lot of trees.
Yeah. And
So-
that's something I hope enough people watch to at least get that perspective, at least that I take when I sit here is, obviously we watch, you know, on the council's a lot of fiscal responsibility, right? We get the financial reports and we look what's coming out and coming in, but it's also protecting that money too. The last thing I want is a legal issue popping up and we take the fall, or, you know, this person or these people end up, you know, us going after them and then them losing something. So in a kind of hilarious way, we're protecting the people trying to put on these events,
Very true.
and they just don't seem to see that, but.
I think to answer your question, the easiest thing to do is for me to pull up that ordinance and make corrections and send it to Brandon and have it redone. And maybe just have it done as a new ordinance superseding all prior ordinances. So everything else goes away.
Hmm.
We have an issue of daisy chaining ordinances, and after a while, you don't know which one you're supposed to look for.
And just my 2 cents, I think, one, you make a good point, John, relative to nobody's come to talk to us. We've had to reach out to people after we got slaughtered on Facebook. And the truth of it is, I talked to Dan for an hour and a half last year. Dean talked to him. John DeVore talked to him. There's multiple people that talked. And at the end of the year last year, everybody was cool. We were on the same page and we said, if next year, reach out to us if you have issues. Well, and that's not how it went. He went straight to Facebook again and all these people jump on it and it's fine. But I can tell you, no one comes in here and sits. If I could turn the camera, you'd see 4 high school kids and the chief. Nobody comes in here to represent the public, but they crap on you guys on Facebook. So if they want to come in and have conversations with us, I absolutely welcome them. I know all of you do too. Our emails, our phone numbers, they're all over the place. It's easy to get a hold of us if you want to. So the thing about it is nobody is against these things for this village. Just like the movie night, I saw that 1977 Star Wars. I'm there for it if we can figure out a way to do it. But ultimately, that's not blowing stuff up and lighting fires, and it's a completely different world. And so, do we shut down everything so that you can't have events like that? I don't know that we want to go that route. But ultimately, if you don't go that route, then somebody's going to say you're playing favoritism and why can we do this and that? And at the end of the day, it's because some things don't light things on fire. Like you said with the ORCs, like just because you like it doesn't make it legal. So that's just my little rant and my 4 cents, but I know you guys put in the work and I know you don't deny people when they try to reach out to you. So anybody that has a problem, and these guys, the same group of people on Facebook that are calling us corrupt and saying all this, just again, never seen them in the village, never seen them volunteer anywhere, never seen them coaching, never seen them at the school. So who they are, who knows? Maybe it's just trolls and fake things, but at the end of the day, there's seats, baby. So show up if you want to show up. And otherwise, on that. So that's, again, my rant. And I appreciate you guys and you work hard. And so I probably don't need to go as far as I do, but I don't care because, again, for them to crap on us and you, and I used to be in that seat, it's ridiculous because no one's reaching out. So we got phones, we got emails. So
Yeah,
but
and if the park continues to be a place people want events, they should definitely be coming to the zoning, like, once again, that area is not planned for that. A park is leisurely, right, in nature, like that. It's not meant to have events. I mean, the movie night thing, the VFW is having that exact same idea at a place that I actually think is pretty well suited to it, and
Yeah.
you can drink.
And their private property.
And nobody has to worry about anything. So
Yeah.
there are better places for these events.
The first draw always is to use your parks, your municipalities, because generally they're free. Yeah. And stuff, but unfortunately, they're very limited and restricted.
Exactly.
I can't, personally, I can't see changing our park rules at this point. Because no one has come forward with a specific plan of what they want to do and give either the mayor or the village administrator a chance to say, I think that's a good idea. Either I'll approve it or I'll talk to the park board or something. Until we get to that point and we've got a lot of rejection, there's no sense of changing what we've got. Because we're trying to fix something that so far isn't broke. Legal, nobody's had any problem.
Yeah,
I
records.
don't
yeah.
disagree.
So I can't say we go through the hassle of rewriting an ordinance until we've got an issue that's come up repeatedly that
That's a
we
good
need
point.
to rewrite it.
I would concur.
I'd hate to see us just say, we're not gonna approve any of these things. I remember, years past when my kids were in Boy Scouts, we camped at the park, we would canoe from, one drop point to another, camp at the park. It was great. I mean, I
I'm
hate to
not,
see us not do
I'm
that.
I'm not saying that we don't let people camp at the park. But it has to be on a case by case basis.
Agreed. Yeah.
Because if it's not,
Yes.
you're going to get people camping at the park as a form of living at the park.
Yes, that was a concern of mine too.
And then camping to me immediately goes to the one big no-no, which is fire.
Yeah.
Right,
So I know I took a look at it and I don't think we have like designated fire areas.
No, we don't.
anyway.
No.
we have grills, they can stand around a grill.
Yes, yeah, right, so,
But
that's, once again, you say yes to camping, that's gonna take one camper to light a fire. So it's just something to be aware of, but yes, I would consider camping, I would have no problem.
Yeah,
with
I'm
that.
not
Fire goes back to
saying,
that Ohio Revised Code, which was in the email chain. It's 1503.18. No person shall kindle a fire upon public land without written permission of the forest fire warden having jurisdiction. So even if the council would agree to it, they would still have to go to the forest fire.
Yeah, we would be putting
You'd
ourselves
be
in
putting yourself in
liability
liability.
if we didn't get that approval.
Without,
And I have no
you're
idea
trying to
who that
you're
is.
trying to override the Ohio Revised Code.
Which basically what all this boils down to is the fact that we have event planners that are not planning events. They are spontaneously popping up events
Mhm.
that violate the rules and ordinances of our village and public property.
And knowingly.
And
too.
knowingly
I think
doing
that
it.
was the most
think
aggravating
the-
thing on my end.
Yeah, the
was
first
that
year, maybe we probably should have nipped it in the bud a little bit more. The first year it kind of happened really quick. I heard about it like 3 days before it happened. And I reached out to a few people and asked if anybody knew what was going on, and the response was pretty much no. And I never attended the event. I've never have attended the event. Not that it doesn't sound like it's fun. I would probably enjoy myself at this event, but the idea of it happening spontaneously with no planning, with no permission. Granted, we get lambasted because we're holding down the man because of our rules and regulations, and I don't know if it needs more policed when these things pop up, if we need to go bust them up. And, if that's what should have happened over the last 3 or so years that it's happened, if it should have just been broken up.
But, and to that, I've said, I don't wanna put our chief and our police officers against our citizens
Yeah,
on something like that, when, again, we don't have a problem with anybody else. I talk with Sensible and Cowser and they do the AC/DC. I'm on the day in the park committee. There's a process. We work on this stuff throughout the year to
You
get
work
these
hard
things
on
in
it.
place and to make sure they're in constant communication with Brian and so there's steps to do these things. It's just like the movie in the park. You can do it all day. It's just, you gotta come talk to us. We work it out and figure out what is, what isn't. And, it's not us power controlling, it's us simply protecting the laws and ordinances that are in place.
Right.
In my opinion.
and that's why I really wanted to bring this up at this meeting, so we can have this discussion and get this information out to the public, as if anybody will watch the video that watches Facebook, I don't know. But anyways, this is probably the last time I'm gonna plan on addressing this. And I really don't feel like we need to change the ordinance. I feel like the event planners need to do a better job of planning their events. So be it, we are the bad guys, but as somebody told me, this is not my job. I'm an electrician, but this is my job. So with that, I'll end my old business.
I had something else under old business,
mayor passed out this last month, this revised code at 2301-82. Are we planning on pursuing anything with that, or is that just for?
That is
The door.
the
The
door.
door thing, that was
Oh.
just for you guys to look at and see
Yeah.
if you're interested, again, cause I've had multiple people reach out to me about doing it. But again, that's kind of on council if you guys wanna pursue it and push forward on it or something.
I had a conversation, I think, with Ben and maybe Dustin as well, and it's been several months ago. And I told him that we have one in Bryan, and I said, I'll be honest with you, I said, you know, Bryan's got 8,700 people living there, and if they sell 100 cups a year, that's a booming year. I mean, when you really think about it, you don't go in a bar to drink, to take your drink to another bar. And if you do, and you get to the other bar, you gotta drink it before you go in the other bar and throw the cup away. Then you have to buy another cup. So I don't know, I never really saw this. I could see where it would work here, because it's a smaller downtown, shorter walk, that type of thing. But I told them, I said, if you want to pursue it, I said, and they said, we'll pay for all the signage and everything. I said, fine. You want to pursue it, then come and see me. We'll create a map so that we can present it to council and see if council is in favor or against it. But they'll have a visual map to look at, and that would be the boundary that we would utilize. And that was the last I heard. So I'm not sure that they've given up on it. I just think they've gotten busy with other
Yeah,
things.
'cause I would like to see a map personally. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm not against, I'm not against it.
Yeah, I
That
thought
was
about
just-
what the map might look
What
like.
would it look like?
Yeah, I was just asked about it this past weekend. But yeah, I mean, I'm in favor of it, as long as it is the right situation.
Maybe we can reach out to Ben and Dustin and see if they've come up with a idea of a map, or, I mean, we can come up with our own. I did, when I was researching it, you look at a lot of the maps, I mean, there's no, like, rhyme or reason to it. Some are squares, some are circles, some are like, you know.
They just simply have to be
It's
contiguous.
all, I
but-
kind
Yeah.
of joked that it's
Yeah.
like somebody's friend lived out here, you can kind of like draw out there and like.
Oh,
bring them
yeah.
in or whatever. So they're like that, I mean, they're kind of awkward, so, but if we included like, you know, I guess we'd ask the places too if they want to be included, but like the Panorama and the distillery and the VFW and Oasis, I don't know that you could get it down to Hops, that'd be a long walk, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that
so-
might be a little too.
Yeah.
On your street, maybe risky.
It might be like a one line, you just got a line there, no,
Yeah.
so that would probably not, but I mean, just around that, you know, that central area or whatever, so.
We do got a sidewalk out there. You could about go up Erie.
Well,
on the
yeah,
outside.
Unless
We'd have to
unless
make
that's more,
sidewalk.
unless that's your last stop and you've had one too many and you end up in the street. So, okay,
Make sure you put Uber's number,
yeah,
whenever you
Yeah.
sign.
Job opportunity
we
for
get
somebody.
we get Chris to pick people up in the John Deere.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll ask Dustin and Ben if they worked on any kind of map or anything like that, and I can bring that back or send it out to you guys if I do get one, so you guys can look at it, and then if that's something we wanna, you know, move forward with, we can. So,
It would make, I'm assuming, a lot of event planning a little easier.
I would think with those, it just opens up, like for Antwerp Days, for sure, that's the one thing that they talked about, because they're kind of limited by having to be in the VFW with the drinks, but if you, I mean, I know you've been to
Yeah.
Antwerp Days where there's the food trucks and the
Mhm.
stage and kind of like all this stuff, so it just allows people to move, and with the distillery coming open, that'll be another place to kind of, I mean, that's pretty close to that area, and obviously VO's not far away, and again, Panorama, I mean, it's not too far either, so if you're gonna do it, I suppose you just kind of like put all those places that would benefit from it in there, or
Yeah.
or whatever, benefit, but be part of the group, so. Any other old business?
Yeah.
Maybe just real quick, you guys seen the email, that picture? Trevor Gross sent me a picture, corner lot, just an idea generation, so there's just a thing to throw out there.
It's
Down the road, we don't even have grass over there, so
Yeah.
I was just.
I'm waiting for the dirt.
Well, yeah.
It's been so wet.
So it's just something, just as idea, something to chew on, if that was all that. He took a picture and I said, oh man, that's a nice little lot. Well, it's not, it's probably a little bit larger, but
Yeah,
It did look good though.
it looked good. I like the pavers and the little, I don't know.
trellis or something.
Yeah, I don't know what you call things.
Gazebo.
You know, city space, so that's it. That's all I wanted to make sure you guys seen that.
All right, new business, One thing I have, so the November council meeting falls on Veterans Day, which is November 11th. So we can either reschedule it, which would be a lot of work and posting things, or we could just like vote to observe it on Friday, the 13th. So that's just when the employees would be able to observe Veterans Day or whatever. And then we don't have to shift the meeting. So, but I think that's up to you guys. So
I wouldn't have a problem with that if the employees are okay with it.
They could do either. The only ones it really affects is Kevin and I. And as a veteran, I want to observe it. So I mean, Kevin and I could take Friday instead of Wednesday, but generally the guys prefer to take a Friday versus like we do Juneteenth or whatever it is. And they're like, can't we just take a Friday? And I'm like, I don't care if you're gonna work that day. That makes no difference.
I'm fine with it.
Sounds good.
okay. So do we need to do anything to?
I don't think we have to every now.
Just tell the guys they can have
Yeah,
Friday off.
yeah,
instead.
Friday
They can
instead of
have
Wednesday.
either day, I guess, and then, so mainly it's just because of our.
Council.
We don't even say anything, they won't know about
Right.
it. Just-
Yeah, that don't.
It actually does.
So does it?
Because I've almost come in like, well, Monday holiday, and somebody tells me on Friday, hey, don't forget you got Monday off. So I have to text the guys and go, hey, we have a holiday Monday, and they're like, really? Yeah. Because we don't look at the sheet and stuff.
The only other thing I spoke with George and he had asked me about the golf court ordinance. I spoke with Dean because he's the head of public safety and, just throw it out, like, it needs updated because it says things like it says you have to have a license plate on front and back, which is no longer a thing in Ohio. So like, if you guys are good with it, I'll probably have Dean look through it with the public safety committee and make any changes. And then another thing that we talked about was raising the fees for the golf cart inspections for people outside of the village. I guess we've had multiples of people that are coming from different areas, like whether it's Paulding or out Defiance or whatever, and coming over here and using our service to get their golf cart inspected. And so since kind of our police department, our taxpayer money or whatever, is just, we thought about maybe bumping that to, I think it's 25 for the village folks. So, I mean, whatever you guys, and maybe public safety could come up with a number to throw at it.
I just thought a nice round for like $40 for anybody out of town. I mean, that's just me preliminarily thinking a little bit more for the inconvenience of them coming out of town. But I did want to talk to Chief about why we feel like these people are coming out of town to come here. Is their rates higher?
Cheaper.
Do we know what the other villages' rates are?
There's not, other than Paulding, I don't know of any of them around here that do it. But we've had people come out of Indiana and for their lake houses.
What would
I
you,
think, what would I charge $100? You're using our paper, our computer, our officers' time. I mean, your taxpayers are paying us to be out there protecting them, and we're doing inspections for people that aren't from here.
I don't disagree.
That's just how I feel about it. But I would keep citizens fee where it's at, $25, or no fee at all for citizens, and raise one or the other. That's just how I feel.
So are you thinking like the 45813 area, or actually inside the corporation limits?
The people that
They pay income tax and pay the real
pay
estate
the
tax.
taxes for us to be here.
And then anybody outside of the village, I mean, you'll know that by license, driver's license or what have you, the person that's.
That's just my thought. You guys can talk about it.
I like it.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that. And now that I kind of have a little more input, Brian and I kind of talked, and then I didn't really have kind of doing the third party. It's like, well, why are they coming here? And if it's just because of it's cheaper, then I can justify raising it up for out of town people. I mean, we're not here to service outside the community, but if we can provide the service, I suppose we might as well charge the fee for it.
Absolutely.
I mean, and I don't know if it was because they couldn't get it done anywhere else, or if they was just coming because it's cheaper here. I mean, that's what I don't really know.
Did you want to see George?
Are these your friends that you're trying to get back at?
Relatives.
So I guess what's the next step then? Does it go to public safety committee or since everybody's kind of.
Well, the only thing that I seen on the form was the license plate.
But
Yeah.
That's the only thing on the form we maybe need to change is just strike the word front. and front and just have a rear lit lighted license plate on the form.
Okay, so then, if we just took off the front and made it just a rear,
Do you have the form there?
I do have the
Okay.
ordinance, so that's what I was gonna say, technically, if you guys wanna come to a decision on the fee, then we could give it to Brandon and he could
I
do
think
his
we can
thing
move
and
forward instead of,
get it done, that way
doing
we're
it.
not sitting on it, because,
Mhm.
yeah, so,
and then maybe we can pass it as an emergency next month.
yeah, well, that's why I said, cause if we wait 3 months, 3 readings, then we'll miss all the golf cart
Season's over with.
inspections. That's the
Exactly.
Purpose of
Won't
whatever.
be until
So-
next year.
Okay, so then that's up to you guys, whatever you wanna make it.
Pros, cons, infants
I think you make it $100, you won't have anybody coming.
from out of town.
My,
Just won't
my
happen.
default was like water, right? It's like almost double for people, like 50 seems. Yeah, pretty good, but I also don't, I also understand it takes more time. So it's like, how do you balance that, right? There's like a little bit of.
So even at $50, if it takes George 30 minutes to do this,
Yeah,
we net zero.
is that zero? Yeah.
Zero. By the time you take wages, benefits, BERS,
I mean, maybe that's what you do, you just make it so that.
I mean-
Right?
I mean, having
that would be the
income is
purpose,
better
right?
than
If
no
they're coming here,
income.
there's a reason they're coming here, so I'm thinking that the $100 probably still within a fair range of, I mean, if.
And it's
If people
only
are coming
one
from
time,
Lake
right?
Houses in Indiana to come
We don't
here
have
to
to
get
do that
their,
every year.
No, right.
Sounds like we're,
Just
sounds like we're,
let's put it in perspective, they got a $7,000 golf cart.
$100 is cheap.
Exactly.
I don't know, 25 is expensive when I did mine.
Time for yours to be re-out.
I can tell you, my golf cart's not $7,000, I can tell you.
No, fine.
Some of these ones he inspects are that or more.
And I guess I'm fine with 100.
Yeah, I mean, we can always change it down the road.
And I'm okay with whatever you decide. I just, definitely, if you don't love the village, it should be higher. Or
I mean, you're the one that has to do the work. You kind of know what's involved, and I feel like you got a pretty good idea of what it takes, so. If you're comfortable with that, I suppose I am too.
So you're making a motion to 100 for non-residents and leaving it at 25 for residents then?
Mhm. And then change the form to reflect the new rules of whatever.
Motion, just.
When that comes through, you're gonna end up voting on it anyways.
We'll approve it.
So I changed that to just for mounting rear plate and then put the numbers up there for you. So that's that. Okay, so good?
Yep.
On that?
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
no public safety meeting. I love it.
Any other new business? Go to the mayor's report. Money wise, so Victoria was on vacation last year or last month, so this is the March money, just so you guys have it. The village got 1,590, state 542.50, Pauling Court 22.50, for a total of $2,155. And then for April's report, the village received $1,388, state received $487.50, and Paulding Court $19.50 for a total of $18.95. That's. I did wanna just throw out a camera, whatever, like you guys too. We had the Belgian people here on Saturday. I know a lot of people saw them at the day in the park and out and about, and everybody was very hospitable and thank you guys for making them feel like part of the village. They really enjoyed their time here. They've reached out to me since they left, and they're supposed to send kind of links and material on when they get their stuff around and put stuff out. So I'll definitely let you guys know. And then just want to say thank you to the 3rd and 4th graders. They came and visited last month at the end of the month. Got to see town hall and had little stuffed animals behind everybody's nameplate, so they could guess how many like candy were in a jar and when. So like, yeah, cool little thing. But they showed them the jail cell downstairs and stuff, and so yeah, just thank them for coming over and hanging out and making me feel like I'm doing something. So other than that, I don't have anything else. So I think we are adjourned. Motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right.
All right.